Broker communication. How do you communicate with these brokers? Now that there is demand on single tenant, they became wiser. They became smarter. It's funny because I've seen it all in the last 4.5 years doing the program. I've seen brokers were very greedy, and then COVID hits, and they would be like, thank you for calling me, sir. Is there any way I can show you the property today? I'm available all day, all afternoon. Let me see the calendar here. Oh, it's vacant. It's available. I can show you right now. They were desperate. Now they're starting again into this attitude of, you may think the market is what, but this is single tenant building. A lot of people calling me, and then they learn the game. So how do we put only 5,000 earnest money deposit and get them to respond? We sort of proof of funds. I work with a real estate fund. They immediately know there is money. I'll send you the proof of fund. We need 45 days due diligence, 15 days to close. Do you know normally when somebody else coming to buy one of these properties, how much time they need? A franchisee needs at least 90 days due diligence and 60 days to close. And we tell them 45 days and 15 days. You understand the advantage? The contract, pretty simple on the contract. I'm giving you the whole training from one page. Pretty simple on the contract. The contract, 45 days, due diligence, 15 days to close. You make sure in the contract, you, the buyer, would initiate any inspections. So it's at your discretion. 2 times in the last 4 and 5 years, we had a situation where the person didn't look. The student did not look. And when they opened escrow, they went and ran title and all this, and they charged like $1,200 or something. No, we didn't ask you to run anything. We said, at my discretion, the buyer, because I don't run anything. The first 30 days, we're just looking for a tenant. Once we line up a tenant, it's in that extra 15 days before I close when I run environmental report, title report, and all this is all done in 4 days. And we have 15. They play that game so the title company makes money. So make sure you always say, don't run any reports, it's at my discretion. It's usually standard in the contracts, but every now and then, in places like New York, places like Illinois, actually we had one, I believe it was Florida, where Jose Henry, he's probably on the call, they charged him. They took it from the deposit, put 5,000, took 2,000 from the deposit. Well, we should have read right there in the contract that it says, we will run title and you will be charged. Because they cannot do it unless you approve it. Okay, what's the package of tenants? Once we have it under contract, we need the video, we need the paperwork, and that's what we'll be sending them. So people say, okay, well, I'm calling the tenant list. Sharif, is the tenant list have everything? No, it doesn't have everything. And since COVID, a lot of these people got laid off. There have been a lot of transfers, consolidations of company. It's kind of a guide to tell you, like I was trying to get in touch, this was like a few months ago, with a shoe company. The phone number changed. The guy in charge left the company. But I got the idea, it reminded me of that company. So I went and I had to go to LinkedIn, find the person, the VP, send the message, got the phone, called the number. I said, give me the leasing department, got to the person. Because it changes all the time. But we got 4,500 tenants on that list. That gives you a lot of ideas. When you call the tenants, you leave the voicemail, you send the email, then you follow up. Leave a voicemail, send an email, then follow up. The money is in the follow-up. This is the part where you come in. Remember, when the property is listed, you want to go to the listing broker. You want to go to the listing. It makes a huge difference for us. If we go to the listing broker, he or she work with us. I've had people say, we know we're saying it's $1.4 million, but really she's going to go with $1.1 million. Her husband just died. She wants out. She's been calling me every day. Let's go ahead with $1.1 million. I represent you. Let me talk to her, and I'll see if we can get you that before we draft the contract and all this. 300,000 off. Numbers will start making sense. But if I have my own broker talking to that broker, the broker is saying, I'm going to share my commission with this other guy that just made the phone call. I got the listing. I know the family for years. I'm marketing it. And this guy is going to take another half of my commission. I'm not sharing it with him. Like you go to a place like Puerto Rico here, there is no such thing as a buyer representative. If Esteban is listing a property, I got to go directly to him. Because if I have somebody calling on my behalf, he's going to tell them, I got so many people looking at the property, I'll get back to you. He's going to shut them off. He's going to just Because there is scarcity of supply, scarcity of things. It's just an island mentality. So understand yourself, understand who you're dealing with, and understand the game, the actual market you're in. Okay. All we're hoping is for one tenant to say, I'm interested. Just let them express interest. Let them email you back with a question. And then say, would you like to get on a call so we can do what's called a letter of intent conversation? They say, okay. That's when you bring me in. You forward it, sharifmedawar@yahoo.com. You copy info@cmrei.com. You have that in the checklist on the JV. They immediately know where I am. If I'm taking a flight, if I'm in a meeting or whatever, it takes priority. Like if it happens right now that somebody want to talk or something, usually they want to schedule the call within a couple days.